Hello everyone, I'm Raity Vojdani and I am really excited to be here today to talk about LINQ in C Sharp. LINQ is an amazing feature that makes working with data so much easier. So in this session, we will go through what LINQ is, why we use it, and how it helps us write cleaner and more efficient code. So let's get started. LINQ, which stands for Language Integrated Query, is a powerful feature in C Sharp that makes querying and working with data much easier. Instead of writing long loops or complex SQL queries, we can write short and readable queries directly in C Sharp. And LINQ works with collections like lists and arrays and databases, XML, and even external data sources. One of the biggest advantages of LINQ is its simplicity and readability, and it allows us to filter, sort, group, and transform data using concise and structured queries. This makes code easier to understand and maintain. And LINQ is also well integrated with the entity framework, which is commonly used for database operations. And for practicing LINQ, we have LINQPad, a lightweight tool that lets us test LINQ queries instantly without setting up a full project. Okay, so let's talk about links. So what's LINQ? Imagine you have a list of numbers and you want to find all the odd or even numbers in it. Normally, you'd write a loop, check each number, and add the even ones to a new list. But here with LINQ, you can do this in just one short line. LINQ is a set of methods in C Sharp that allow querying collections and databases in a simple way. Instead of manual loops, we can write clear and efficient queries. And it works with arrays, lists, databases, and XML and more. And it makes code more readable and maintainable. LINQ is like a universal query language inside C Sharp. Whether you're working with a database or just filtering a list of numbers, the syntax stays the same. And let's talk about why LINQ. Why should we use LINQ instead of loops and traditional queries? Here are some key advantages. The first one is a single LINQ query can replace multiple lines of loops and conditions. And the second one is the code is much cleaner and easier to understand. And a third one is no need to write complex logic manually because LINQ provides built-in methods, and the same LINQ methods work for lists, databases, and even XML, reducing the need to learn different query languages. So let's talk about two ways to write a LINQ. LINQ provides two ways to write queries. The first one is query syntax. that this looks similar to SQL and is easier to read for those familiar with databases. And the second way is method syntax. This uses function calls and is more flexible, especially for complex queries. And both styles do the same thing, and you can choose the one you're more comfortable with. For example, if we need to find even numbers in a list, we can write the query in either a query syntax or method syntax. And about query syntax, as I said, this looks similar to SQL, and it starts with from followed by select, just like an SQL query. And many developers prefer this because it's easy to understand if you already know SQL. And about method syntax, as I said, this looks more like regular C# code, and it uses functions like where, select, and order by. It might seem a little harder at first, but it's very powerful and flexible. And many experienced C# developers prefer this method. So let's talk about advantages of LINQ in databases. Why use LINQ instead of SQL? Here are some key advantages, and the first one is LINQ reduces the amount of code we need to write compared to traditional SQL queries. And another one is SQL queries in strings might contain errors that we won't notice until we run the program. But LINQ is checked at compile time, which helps catch mistakes earlier. And another one is since LINQ is part of C#, we don't need to mix SQL inside our C# code. And everything stays clean and readable. And another one is because LINQ doesn't use raw SQL strings, and it helps protect against common security issues like SQL injection. And LINQ is not just for databases. The same syntax works for querying collections, XML files, and even web services. So whether you use query syntax or method syntax, LINQ makes working with databases much easier and safer. And the best part, you don't have to switch between SQL and C#, and everything stays in one language. Let's talk about filtering data in LINQ. Filtering is one of the most common tasks in data processing. In LINQ, we use the where method to filter data based on a condition. For example, imagine we have a list of students and we only want to find students older than 18. Instead of looping through the list manually, we can use where to quickly get the filtered results. And we can also use multiple conditions. For instance, we might filter products in stock that cost more than $50. And LINQ makes these queries short and readable. Sorting data in LINQ. Sorting helps us organize data in a meaningful way. LINQ provides two main sorting methods. The first one is order by, that sorts data in ascending order, and another one is order by descending, that sorts data in a descending order. For example, if we have a list of employee salaries, we can sort them from lowest to highest using order by. And if we want to see the highest pay employees first, we use order by descending. And this is much easier and cleaner than writing sorting logic manually. Modifying data with select. The select method is used to transform or modify data in LINQ. Imagine we have a list of names in lowercase and we want to convert all names to uppercase. Instead of looping through each name manually, we can use a select to apply a transformation in one step. And select is also useful when working with objects. If we have a list of students and only need their names, we can extract just the name property from each student object. Grouping data with LINQ. Grouping is useful when we need to categorize data. And we use the group by method to group elements based on a key. For example, if we have a list of employees and we want to group them by department, we can use a group by to get separate groups for IT, HR, and sales. And this is helpful for creating reports and summarize, like grouping sales by months or students by a grade level. LINQ provides powerful methods for mathematical operations on data, including some method that is used and adds up all numbers, and another method is count that counts the number of elements. And another method is max and min that find the largest and smallest values. And the last one I want to mention is average that calculates the average value. And for example, if we have a list of product prices, we can quickly find the total cost using sum or determine the cheapest and most expensive product using min and max. Let's talk about link with databases. One of the link's biggest strengths in its integration with with a database using entity framework. Instead of writing SQL queries, we can write LINQ queries directly in C Sharp. Now let's talk about how LINQ work with databases and the two different way we can write LINQ queries. One of the most powerful uses of LINQ is working with databases. Instead of writing SQL queries, we can use a LINQ to interact with our database in a way that feels natural in C Sharp. LINQ works perfectly with Entity Framework, which is a tool helps us connect our C Sharp code to databases easily. Normally, when we work with databases, we write SQL queries, and with LINQ, we can write the same query in a way that looks like C Sharp code and making it easier to read and maintain. LINQ helps us fetch, filter, and modify database records without writing long SQL queries. And it also reduces errors because everything is checked at compile time, unlike SQL, which might fail at runtime. Let's talk about introduction to LINQPad. LINQPad is a lightweight tool that lets us test LINQ queries quickly without creating a full project. Imagine you just want to check a LINQ query. Opening Visual Studio and setting up a project is too much a hassle. But with LINQPad, you can just write the query and run it instantly. And let's talk about benefits of using LINQPad. Why use LINQPad? And here are some its key advantages. The first one is no project setup. You can start coding immediately. And the second one is because of instant results, and you can run and test queries in a second. And about database testing, you can connect to databases and run queries easily, and no need for heavy IDE like Visual Studio and another IDE. And this makes LINQPad an essential tool for learning, testing, and debugging LINQ queries. Imagine we want to find all the even numbers from a list. In LINQPad, we can quickly write and run the query to see the results instantly. And this is great for experimenting with LINQ before using it in a real project. Okay, LINQ is a powerful feature in C# that makes data querying simpler, faster, and more readable. Whether working with lists, databases, or XML, LINQ provides a consistent way to filter, sort, group, and modify data. With LINQPad, we can easily practice and test queries before implementing them in a real project. Okay, that was my presentation, and thank you all for your time and attention. I hope you find this session helpful. Also, wishing you a happy new year in advance. Hope you have a wonderful year ahead. Bye, everyone.